This podcast is brought to you by Fandom Spotlight. Check us out at fandomspotlight.com. Have fun and follow your fandom.
Yeah! And we have a very, 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 very special episode of Dragon Ball Full Life. So, out of us three,
gang's all here.
Who's going to be Goku, who's Vegeta, and who's Broly? Because, you know, we obviously on
call dibs on
Beerus'
Vegeta
planet right now, training. So, Mikey, we got to rock, paper, scissors between Broly and Goku because both of them are the brightest tools in the shed. But anyway, y'all know who it is. I stay chillin', and I love thy women like Krillin. But you know what?
Hey.
Sometimes you gotta push it to start. But look, sometimes I don't know where I'm going. I'm just trying to rhyme something with Super Saiyan Sharp.
Sometimes you gotta push it to start.
We driving.
That's what I'm saying, man.
That's double entendre. Don't ask.
Hey, Mike driving. You see? Okay, now y'all catching. Now y'all catching it.
Look.
Now y'all catching it.
Double entendre. Don't ask.
And you might as well go since you going right now. Let them know, Mr. Porter.
I mean, I got you. Y'all already know who I am. So many nicknames that I won't ever try to fit into this podcast. It's totally different brand. But you know who it is. Mr. Porter, Matty Ice, Matt the Stallion, all that good shit. But here we are, Brojita, the prince of all sayings, one half of the fusion dance dons, aka the main gods. But we are a trio today because we have a very special guest who was a very special guest last time. He was so nice that we had to bring a price. Quist the clean, no caffeine. Majin Mikey himself, the super producer extraordinaire. Talk to the people, Mikey.
Thank you for having me, Trav. Super glad to have you back. Didn't feel right chopping up without you, so
feels great to be back.
I'm stoked, but I'm also going to call Broly because I'm usually the one sitting on the sidelines crying from how good you are.
That's a great reference right there.
Bang.
And man,
you win.
Yeah, we can cut the episode now. It's like.
And cut.
And for those that are see the reels that are watching, you know, you better enjoy seeing Mikey on camera because my man comes out when the moon is I don't know what I was going with that, but but we are here to give our official reactions to Dragon Ball SuperHero. Now, I don't think I need to say spoiler warning, but anyways, that's what all content creators say. Spoiler warning, so if you don't want to keep watching the episode, press pause now. Well, okay, then you would just be listening to us say our name, so don't know why you were going here anyway, but me...
I mean, if you want to hit pause now, go run and see the movie.
Right.
And come back. We appreciate the commitment.
Because apparently they're adding dates now to it. So
we appreciate the commitment.
And we all went and saw it in IMAX 4DX. And if it still is in the theaters, because I know animes have limited runs, if anyone who's listened to it or who hasn't seen it, like Matt said, you should legit just stop listening to this and go watch it and then come back. Because you have to experience it in the theater. And especially in 4DX, like seeing a Dragon Ball movie in 4DX, but also make sure you massage your back, your neck, and everything afterwards because it's do.
He said it hits different. Double entendre. Don't ask me how.
Almost like you're hitting from a different universe. You know what I'm saying?
If you're going to see in 4DX, you're also big.
Yes. You're also sparring.
You are.
Yeah.
You are in a fight for your life.
So I was thinking for our recap, instead of, just going by like a full synopsis of what the movie was, I think we should just talk about our experience and, some of the highlights of the movie. Just because, one, we highly encourage everybody to go see it. And, for those that are listening, if you do want us to give a more detailed, plot analysis, we can. But you know what? We here for the fun. We here for the shits. So first things first, I'd like to say we finally got a movie that wasn't the Goku and Vegeta show. So I think like right off the bat, like and it shows that you can be successful. Like I'm hoping that with this movie, with everybody going out and seeing it and everybody having high praise, I hope this shows that you can veer off from Goku and Vegeta and highlight all the other Z fighters that we've grown up to love.
1000%. And like you said, Trav, Toriyama has a bad habit of like teasing like he's gonna give us what we want, and then psych, Goku and Vegeta are back.
So, the king of blue balls.
Hopefully, the king of blue balls. Hopefully, he definitely allows that to go on. And for our manga readers, if you've caught up with the Granola arc, it does seem like some new shit's on the way. So we're excited that they're finally about to start breaking some new characters. Like I said, this whole movie was the Piccolo and Gohan show, and they finally let them get their just dues. Particularly Piccolo for me, because it
was actually like a Piccolo movie if you think about it.
Yeah. Sure. And me and Mikey talked about it last week. Like Piccolo was kind of like the original cool guy, like the anti-hero, like bad guy turned good. My man, I don't know if there was a correlation, but it's just like about to fuck y'all up. He's dead ass Tommy from Power Rangers, who happens to also be the Green Ranger.
Well, I don't know why we didn't bring this up last week.
I just thought about it. It just hit me just now. But yeah, like seeing him like finally be able to get his shit off, and we got smooth Piccolo and then orange
smooth Piccolo, exfoliated Piccolo, super exfoliated
Piccolo. Garnier fruit teas Piccolo,
transformation exfoliation.
You feel me?
And just like too on orange Piccolo.
Yo, you peep?
You seen him? You seen him? He my man, he licked the palm and brushed his antennae back. He slicked them back.
Listen, if they were female Namekians, shit, watch out. Watch out.
Waters. But I definitely enjoyed it. But what I really loved about the movie was like the subtle wink and the nods to things that like hardcore fans have been complaining, not necessarily complaining about it, but like, hey, that don't make sense, or hey, that was a loose line, like with the Goten Trunks thing, like a very simple sentence that was definitely phoned in, but like it made sense in the context, because like if you go back to Dragon Ball, that's essentially what happened with Goku.
Yeah,
he was just a kid for a really long time, went away to train, popped back up big as hell. And that makes like their shock, like, why are you so big now, make more sense. So for those who have seen or haven't seen it, it was revealed that Saiyans stay in child form for a very long time and then just wake up big.
Have a crazy growth spurt.
They just have a crazy growth spurt overnight, and then like into an adolescence, and then I guess from there they age regularly. I'm guessing like once they like go from kid to skip all the middle shit to
so
teen,
is
then it's just like
is Bryce James a Saiyan then, because he was 5'6" last year.
Bryce
and
James
he's like
is
6'6" this year.
Yeah, my man is 1000% a Saiyan. Yo, probably a Blue Ivy too. She was like a baby for mad long and then just popped up like 10 years old.
Right. and the thing that people ask me that haven't seen the movie, they're like, do you like it better than Dragon Ball Super Broly? And to be honest, I do. But that doesn't mean like I love Dragon Ball Super Broly. The thing that I guess I would say that I really loved about this movie was that I get it that with Dragon Ball Z, we've grown up with the intense fights and everything. We still get that in this movie. But I do think that from an overall narrative and plot standpoint, I think it was like the Dragon Ball experience. You had its Toriyama humor. You had the little shit that didn't make sense. But then you still had the action, and we finally got blood. Piccolo got tagged the fuck up, and
tagged,
and he was dripping in blood. So it was just like finally, because these dudes be getting hit by god tier level fighters, and they don't have my shirt might be a little bit dirty, but all right.
It'd be that little hashtag mark on the chin, like this, like a scuff.
Yeah.
It'd be that.
It's like, this is an important point that you bring up though, Trav, because I feel like Dragon Ball fans, most of the people who are watching it are people who've grown up with it, and so we're looking for a stronger narrative overall. Because the fights have always been there, right? And that's what Broly delivered on. Just super badass fights with some incredible animation. This animation style has some of its own merits too, so it was great to see that. I know that was something that we talked about last week that I was a little concerned about.
It looks so much better in the movie, though. Like coming out of theaters, it looked amazing. Yeah, it looked amazing.
So I think it's good to see that they're putting together like a stronger plot and highlighting characters that we haven't seen in a while, like Piccolo. So, speaking on references back to for hardcore fans, the fact that Piccolo couldn't drive the spaceship, that was all I could think about.
The driving episode,
but that's what I'm talking about. Like those little small things that like you had to be there. Like if you know, you know. Like I loved the fact that Dr. Gero made Android 16 the resemblance of his son. And then, you know, for Dragon Ball Fighters fans of that franchise, what was it, 21?
21.
The girl one was his wife, like designed to look like his wife. Like I loved that detail because, you know, he was so protective over 16 for like those 3 minutes that he was still alive after he let 18. He was like, don't touch that android. But it's just like, the fact that was like modeled after his like deceased son, I was just like, oh, that shit was dope. And I love the fact that like it wasn't like a in your face reveal. Like it was literally like a computer screen.
Right.
It was like
it was a nice little Easter egg.
Son died in the car. Yeah, like it wasn't like in your face. All right, cool. Thanks for that. It was just like a blinking, you miss it. And it's like, oh shit, that's why, you know, he was so protective over that android. Like,
and I'm hoping that this movie, with like everything that you guys all just said, I'm hoping that it's a change for what we're going to see in the future in terms of like them actually listening to what the people want. And I'm not talking about like, oh, you got to go complete fan service. No, I'm talking about addressing the shit that doesn't make sense and trying to rectify it. And also just, you know, trying to move on to a next phase of Dragon Ball, because Matt and I have been saying this since we started the pod, since we've been talking about Dragon Ball Super, is that let's kind of separate Goku and Vegeta and let them be on, like, because they're at God level right now, almost not almost, they are universal level, but like this movie is kind of what Matt and I have been saying, is that Earth should be okay in the hands of the Z fighters. It shouldn't need Goku and Vegeta to come from Beerus' planet to go save them. Like, it should be okay with Gohan and Piccolo leading the charge, and I think that this movie hopefully is a step in the right direction, where it's like, hey, if Goku and Vegeta, like, let's say they go leave the universe to what we've been saying, what we've been wanting for all years, go to planet Sadala or something like that, and some threat comes to Earth, they should be able to handle themselves. And hopefully with the new power-ups from Piccolo, hopefully with Gohan unlocking a new power, I just don't want it to be, oh, this was cool for the movie, and then next arc Gohan's like, oh, I don't know how I tapped in that power. I haven't done it since the Cell Max fight. Because that's what happens with Gohan. He unlocks some great power where we're like, yo, he about to be a problem, and then all of a sudden
then midterm he's like, fuck,
right,
teach a class.
So like I'm hoping that
I think you tell you one thing, Trav, I think they said manga wise the next arc is actually the one that bridges the Granola one into the superhero ones, because I think they were saying that it's 5 years after the Tournament of Power, 3 years after like the end of the Granola one, I think they said. So we're probably not gonna get dope Gohan and Piccolo, but hey, maybe because this movie did do so well, they might call it audible. Right, like maybe they'll be like, hey, let's progress the story and move it after the superhero movie. Who picked that?
It is pretty wild.
It's very Toriyama-like. Very Toriyama-like.
Yeah, it does make sense, but the titles have always been lacking, as you guys mentioned.
Well, actually, I think in an interview leading up to like promotion of the movie, Toriyama, I think he even made a joke about it, saying like he wrote this movie like mad early. Like, I don't know if it was like, I think it was no. He Super was going on, but he made a joke saying like, he made the title and he was like, oh yeah, it's kind of redundant, isn't it? All I know is that like, that sounds like as long as Gohan and Piccolo still have their abilities and know how to tap into them after the end of Z, where like, you know, where they're at the tournament and they meet Oop and everything, that's fine. I just don't want them to like this to be I don't want this to be like a flash in the pan. You know, I don't want it to just be like, hey, Gohan unlocked Gohan Beast, and now is like on level with, you know, whether it's Ultra Instinct Omen or Blue Evolution, whatever. He's now like in that tier with them, but hopefully it's not just, oh, this happened and he's going to go study some more insects and then they're going to be like, Gohan, once again, you have the potential and you're just not capitalizing on it. Like,
he's like, fuck,
he doesn't even need to do much. Like, if he really wants to, like, go in the hyperbolic time chamber like once every like few months and like just to sharpen up if you need to like get some quick hitters. You know?
Keep your shit ready.
Right.
I mean, we can't like, he needed so many motivating factors, and like Piccolo obviously keyed in on this as someone who's not only helped raise him but has been his sparring partner for so long. And I think that when you think back to other arcs of Dragon Ball, Trav, like you're saying, like, I mean, a big criticism is it's the Goku Vegeta show, but how many of your favorite arcs have moments that shine for all these other characters? Like, when I think back to it, I'm just like, even a lot of the Majin Buu stuff, you know, Gohan and Gotenks were a big part of that until, yes, Goku and Vegeta came in. But that being said, it was like, it built up to them having to get
exactly.
Let's continue to do that. And we can't always kill them off and have them come back in some miraculous way to end a series. But we could pull like a Marvel Cinematic Universe thing here and bring the intergalactic threat to Earth when they're, you know, when Goku and Vegeta are around.
And like, one of my favorite fights in the franchise is 17 versus Piccolo. Like, that was one of the best fights in Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion. And like, that would be a great idea. Like, if they, for this threat knows that, okay, Goku and Vegeta, if I can just somehow like seal them off and deal with others, like,
that'd be lit.
Go to Earth, but like make Earth like impenetrable, where like they can't access the planet somehow, and now it's fucked. But
or even getting like having Vegeta like make good on his promise to go visit and all them in the other universe. That's like somebody like they're home. Time to fuck shit up.
And you know what's funny? Mikey had just talked about Piccolo using Pan to motivate Gohan into, you know, getting back into his fighting spirit. But it's just kind of like, it was funny because it's, Piccolo, you also like still have remained at the same power level as well. You needed to get a wish from the Dragon Balls to unlock your new forms, and because of your connection with Kami, you got a bonus to it. So
Piccolo said, nah, bro. He said, I'm the mentally
right. He said, I'm the brains, y'all the brawn, but you know, I guess I need to get the brawn for this. So when the Cell Max fight was happening and Piccolo was getting tagged the fuck up, my back was just, It reminded me of when Thanos was fucking up Hulk in the beginning.
That's exactly what that was.
Piccolo was getting tagged up. And the funny thing about it was, the funniest part worked when Gohan was like trying to, you know, charge up and unlock a new power if he had it in him. Krillin's like, Gohan, he's not doing well there. All right, then go help him. Why are you're standing there right next to him? Like, you're not doing anything. At least
you and your wife go get in there, bro.
It's like, Gohan, Piccolo's not doing so well. Well, okay, Gohan is like trying to help. You're standing there watching Piccolo getting tagged up.
I don't know if this was intentional, but we'll give Toriyama the credit. I love the parallel between Gohan charging up and Piccolo getting beat up, like the through line from Goku getting his ass whooped by Raditz while Piccolo was charging up, and then also Cell whooping Gohan's ass and Piccolo telling Goku like, go help your son. Like, he's getting his ass whooped, and Goku's just standing there with the IE ass face like, oh shit, maybe he's not strong. Like, whoops.
Yo, my son who's only like 9 or 10 or 11 years old can't handle a planetary threat. Wow, maybe I should step in.
Yo, when Piccolo hit him, he's like, no. He's like, he's not a fighter. He's a scared little boy wondering why his dad's letting him die. Goku's like, damn, you ain't had to drop that bar on me like that. But I love, like, I don't know if that was intentional for that to like mirror those other two instances that involved all the players that were there. But I thought that was like a pretty dope thing.
I'm gonna give him credit. I'm gonna give him the
We
credit.
will. I gotta shout out to Mike, and I wanna trademark Mike's thing now. So if it happens, we're responsible for it. So Mikey has sent me a meme that was saying that like Vegeta should be the person to train Gohan moving forward.
Yeah,
he would be the one that could push him to like really tap into like that beast mode. You know, Gohan obviously, I mean, Goku being his dad, he might not, you know, really put his hands and feet on him like that. But like Vegeta was like, oh, a chance to whoop Goku's son's ass. Like, got it. But I think that would be like a really fire. Still having Vegeta part of the story, but it's just like, oh shit, like I think that would like be like a crazy full circle moment. Like, you know, just like for the Goku Vegeta dynamic that, you know, he was just like, yo, I see your son's dirty. I've, you know, conceded to you a couple times about being the best, but then I always change my mind
right
after I have that moment of saying you're the best. like, all right, let me train your son. Like, I got you.
He does
like,
bring it up
that
a
would
lot.
be like fire.
He mentions a lot that he believes that Gohan can be the best.
He really.
And for Vegeta to say something like that when he's constantly trying to one up Goku, like just to know that there's so much latent potential in him is, you know, it's kind of this, it's like a proud uncle type
right.
moment. And I do kind of want to see it because Vegeta would not hold back. He'd beat him to an inch of his life if it meant making him stronger.
Especially, you know, for the manga readers with the ultra ego, like that's the whole point of that mode. Like just
literally took the words out of my mouth, Mikey. I was gonna say, like, Vegeta mentions it a lot, where he's like, your boy has a ton of potential. It's like when you're playing pickup basketball and you see the 6'5" guy amongst the 5'6" dudes only taking threes. Yo, get your ass in the paint and dominate. What
he said bang,
what are
bro,
we doing?
Bang.
And you know what would be really cool for a training session would be Ultra Ego Vegeta versus Gohan Beast. That would be
that was the meme. Like, it was a picture like them.
Yeah, like if he took him to Beerus' planet, so like, and then they're just wrecking shit, and Beerus is like getting all pissed off about it. But
that would be fire. I think that would be dope. Or even like, you know, if Gohan has all this latent potential, we talked about this, like Goten didn't get none of that. Like he don't got like no deep down.
I know it's
Super Saiyan.
It's so funny that like now, I mean, well, they're now going to be teenagers, so I wonder if Goku and Vegeta are going to be more involved in terms of like trying to train with them, because like I can understand before we're like, you know, they were young bulls, so it's kind of like, and now they're just so much higher. And look, they still are so much higher than Goten and Trunks, but like, you know, they're older now, so you know that it'll be a little bit easier to be harder on them. But like, yeah, like let's get these guys some shine. But you know what's funny now that I think about it, because Super is going to head into the end of Z. Goku, instead of training his youngest son, he takes a complete stranger who he's meeting for the first time. Like, I mean, now we know Oob has God Ki in him, but still, like, it just like Goku don't give a fuck about his family.
Nah, well, it was the Rooney rule. He's like, I gotta
train one black kid.
He was like, yo, the law.
You're gonna bring him to Beerus' planet for one training session and then take him back to Earth and forget about him.
Check the box.
I told him everything he needed to know. He's good.
He said I brought him in for an interview. I just thought there were more eligible candidates. That's all.
Watch Piccolo take him under his wing.
That would be dope, yo. I feel like obviously we'll beat the drum until the drum can't be beat no more. We know like it's the Goku and Vegeta show, but like giving some other main characters like mentor roles, I think that'd be dope. Like, it's just like it's a way for them to be involved without having to like shine the light on the fact that they're mid as fuck. like we can get the wisdom. Like Roshi still got wisdom.
Yep,
They recruited my man for the Tournament of Power for a reason. Like he could train some people.
So I know that from a plot device standpoint, all the other universes will like somehow magically be toe to toe with Universe 7. But how stacked is Universe 7 now? They got Broly, they got Gohan Beast, they got Orange Piccolo. They got Vegeta, Goku, obviously. They got Black Frieza now. They got Granola. They go to. They're gonna have Oob with Gaki.
It's the dream
like
team,
they need they need to do
team.
some sort of another tournament of power, or like maybe not exactly the same. That would be fire if like the next tournament they did was I think was it I don't know if it was Yu Yu Hakusho, but it'd be dope if they had like all like the fighters on like a big ass planet, and they individually like are shipped off to like different locations on the planet and are fighting like different fighters from the universe, and like
that was
Hunter
for like
that'd be something dope, but like that would I just just to really give these other characters shine. But Universe 7 is stacked. I mean, Granola's probably gonna be dead by the next tournament of power unless they reverse what his wish. But Universe 7 is a fucking problem now. I mean, they already were.
Or even if it's not necessarily, but I do love that idea of having like, drop them on a planet like Hunter x Hunter style, or even to like the Yu Yu Hakusho, like if it's like how they had that pre one-on-one fight style tournament, but like have that universe wise, and you could like a team of 5 or whatever. I'd also like to see like how many people are in the Freedom Fighters. Isn't that
the Freedom Fighters? You're digging in history now.
Look, that Rudy rule just had me from blackity black.
There's 10 in the Tournament of Power, but I think there's more than that, if I'm not mistaken. I think they do have.
I would like to see like the Pride Troopers versus like the best of Universe 7 again. Like let them like.
Oh, they getting washed
until
Jiren steps in.
I mean, now that they've been training.
Oh, you know what? That's right. At the end of the tournament, Jiren accepted like having your friends and help you get stronger.
Yeah, being a team.
Okay, so he might be training them now.
So him and Toppo are definitely probably stronger than what they were before and everything. So I think that'd be fire. Like if the other members, held up.
Right. And then we still have to see the universes that were exempt for the tournament.
Yeah, I still want to.
That's such an untapped area of potential, and I also I'm like kind of hope. I'm wondering like what are the stakes, because the Tournament of Power was obviously as high as it could get. Like your universe is going to get wiped out, and we all know how it ends, and that's a moot point. But like, why are they shipped here? What is like why is everyone fighting for their lives? Do the universes have to turn on their own like friends to win the ultimate prize at the end? Like that could be interesting as well.
I'm still pulling for like the Angel Civil Wars. Like I'm still pulling for that. Like some of the Angels, like for whatever decision the Grand Priest made, some of the Angels, like maybe he's just like, you know what, all these people suck. They should all go. And like some of them are like, yeah, we're with you, and others are like, nah, we're not doing that. So then that way, because nobody can touch the Angels can fight each other, and then like whoever their respective universes team up, and like you're saying, Mike, like that could lead to like some betrayals. Like there could be some people in Universe 7 that aren't rocking with Reese wanting to defend humanity or whatever.
I hate to say it, but if that's going to happen, I feel like the Zeno's got to get cooked.
Yeah, split up. Hell yeah, they split them up too.
Not even split up. I think they both need to die. So there's a power vacuum.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Look, the Grand Priest is fishy to me, and I know that's like Dragon Ball Heroes, the show. They did something like that. Like he turned out bad and stuff. So they do their own thing. But like I would.
And you could go a lot of ways with that, just like you said, because it's like, okay, let's say a certain age-old picks one side. And you have people within the universe that are forced to fight other people in other universes, but they're like, but I don't agree with this. Like, I don't think we need to. You could really go a lot of ways for that, but that might be a little bit too deep for Dragon Ball.
They could do it.
That's
true. Come get us.
What did you guys think of the third act, Cell Max? How did you feel about that final fight, that final villain, final boss?
I was underwhelmed by the fact that Cell Max was just a kaiju monster, but I still like the concept, and I think that ultimately, if there's potential to build off of Red Ribbon after this, which I know that there's not much, it's something that I'm like kind of still hopeful for, where it's like, we didn't completely forget about this guy. If we're going to bring back Frieza a million times, I'm ready for Cell to come back too. because I just think he's been one of the more intimidating villains that we have still.
Well, technically, he probably
in all of
Dragon. Probably come back as a good guy because Bulma got Dr. Hito as her dermatologist now.
Yeah. she done fucked around and she done swallowed up the liver. She was like hostile takeover.
Also, I don't know, Trav, if you listened to the episode, but I actually I don't know. A lot of my predictions actually came true, and I definitely had not seen any plot leaks, just pictures. But big shout outs to Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 of being just really cool characters.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to love them as much as I did.
They were fire.
It definitely hurt a little bit when we had a big sacrifice.
Yeah.
But it was an epic way.
And that scene from an animation standpoint, that was... I mean, there was a few scenes there where I was just like, okay, so I take back everything that I said about this gonna be like shaky animation because it was different, but it was also fire at the same time.
Yeah, it was definitely made for the movies, for
Listen,
sure.
I've taken classes
the commercials didn't do justice
on color theory, and I swear I saw colors in that animation that I've never seen before.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy. And like when he was doing like that suicide dive, and it was like the wind was just like, yeah, it was that was like
that was a 4DX moment. That was a 4DX.
We can't see anime movies in standard. Yeah, we have to.
Anymore.
It has to be 4DX every single time.
Every single time. 1000%. But yeah, I'm not mad at the thing.
I personally like the Cell Max being a kaiju monster only because there was no development leading up into it outside of just we knew something was cooking within that what's it called, the chamber that Hito had him in, and like since he was incomplete, I wonder, it would be very interesting if like in the future for Dragon Ball, they talk to Dr. Hito about it and ask him like, so what was Cell Max going to be complete? Like was it going to be a kaiju still, or was it going to be like perfect Cell and be intelligent and be able to not just yell and destroy things? But I'd be really curious to know if they try to tap into that and see that, hey, you were able to create something on planet Earth that rivals the powers of gods. Hey, you know what would actually be hilarious if when Vegeta comes home and like he sees Dr. Hito there and is like, who is this? And Bulma debriefs on it, and he's like, why the fuck do we got him doing your makeup and shit? Like, what? I can see Vegeta being like, why do you have him doing this? Like, we could
have him build a training room.
Right.
Let's do
or it'd be dope if they want to figure out a way to bring Super Saiyan 4 in, like have Dr. Hito analyze the great apes and wondering if they can like channel this power. If anything, I feel like Broly should be the one to like have that sort of like transformation, because how now it seems like they're trying to give each fighter a unique transformation, because I don't think like if they brought in Super Saiyan 4, I don't think it would be with Goku and Vegeta, but they not at all. But they could, if they wanted to figure out a way to bring it in, they could give it to Broly, where it's like, because in Dragon Ball Super Broly, before he went Super Saiyan, he kind of like tapped the power of a great ape when his like eyes went yellow and like he still had his black hair and everything. So like they could find a way to spin that and be like, oh, Dr. Hito, can you analyze Saiyans and their the powers of the great ape, and is there a way that we can like harness that within?
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think canon Broly is considered to be like the legendary Super Saiyan. I know like the movies he is, but I don't remember them like saying that in the movie. So, but I know yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I can refresh your memory here for a little, because I'm currently rewatching the Tournament of Power arc, and Vegeta references is it Kefla? I can't think. Or is that
that's a fusion.
I think the same thing
all the time.
It's Kale and Khalifa.
Kale is, he says, be careful, that could be the legendary Super Saiyan that our ancestors talked about. So I do think that Broly's form is legendary Super Saiyan. That like greenish tint like to their hair is the legendary like Super Saiyan transformation. But I do kind of like the idea of. Sorry, Matt, I did not mean to cut you off. But
no, you're totally no. Thank you for because I totally spaced on it because I was gonna say to Trav's point about like the harnessing like Super Saiyan 4 or something adjacent. The golden ape is canon because that was Frieza's explanation on Namek when they were like telling the story about like the legend, the myth of the Super Saiyan. Like it was like that silhouette of like the gold, like the Super Saiyan ape, which we've never seen in real life in the show. So I was like, that could be Broly's unique thing. Like he could like be able to harness the power and like go ape and be yellow and be fire and whatnot. But I really like that idea, Trav, that Dr. Hito would be the one to make that graviton thing,
right, the Blutz wave
triggers Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, I think that would be like super.
It's like fire. It was very Toriyama humor, but you can't waste a guy's talent who just created Cell Max to just figure dedicating his time to how to make Bulma look younger. Like
it would be a ironically like deep thing for them to have him kind of like correct the past of like Dr. Gero's mistakes.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like
that's
like
actually fire.
Never kind of like does anything like that, but for him to be responsible for protecting Earth as opposed to trying to conquer it, having him work at Capsule Corp is like the first steps in that direction. Now it's just kind of like, well, let's hope he doesn't forget about it.
Look, I'm all for having Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 become part of the Earth Z fighters. Like let them spin. Like they clearly are adept and strong enough. Like let them be part of like the off-world core because Tien and Yamcha ain't cutting it. You can sub them out.
I feel like they don't even really be want to fighting anymore either. Like remember how much persuasion he took for Tien. He's like, look, man, like the universe could be wiped out. I don't know, but my students, motherfucker, your students are gonna be here.
He said, what about
what are we talking about? Yeah, like that shit was dumb as hell. Like there was a few episodes in the recruitment of the Tournament of Power where I was just like, there are reasons for not wanting to join. It just does not make sense at all.
as you got Yamcha just waiting.
Yamcha was ready to go. Yeah,
he's like they're gonna come any day now.
Which why hasn't Yamcha made a wish to get stronger? Like he seems like he's still itching to fight.
He said baseball is life, man. Baseball is life.
No, man.
Well, we're still talking about just the androids in general. Huge shout out to, I know there's a lot of anime fans who strictly watch sub, and I'm one of those heathens who watches dub because I just don't have time to dedicate. But shout out to Gamma 2's voice actor Zeno Robinson, who also plays Hawks in the My Hero dub. He killed it.
Oh,
he killed it.
Yeah, he did really good.
I really would love to have Gamma 2 back in like a really important role.
He has to.
Yeah, if Hito's able to recreate him, like that'd be dope. Or like or take the, because he like completely like explode. Like there still was the remains of him. Oh yeah, that's right. He disintegrated. That's right.
He got Thanos snapped.
Yeah, he got snapped.
Hito got to recreate him.
But I mean, he's a robot. Like, we could
that'd be dope if Hito recreated like a good version of Perfect Cell.
Or just have Dende water the dragon again, and bring back be able to bring back androids.
Right. Let's just bring them all back. Let's bring Super Android 13 back too. From the movies.
Let's bring everybody's in here. Everybody's in here. But yeah, I wasn't mad at the Cell Max thing. I kind of liked that it wasn't the Cell that we knew, because it was just like a way to bring the character back, but it not be that same Frieza formula, which would have been like it would have been exciting because it's like we haven't seen Cell in years, but it'd been like, all right, you guys rely way too much on
right. And
like, let's start breaking
from a story standpoint. It wouldn't have made sense if he just walked out and was just like, "Well, hello, I am back." Like
I'm back.
Like since it was the final act and like they just needed a fight.
He said, "What's up, love?"
Yeah, it made sense that it was just a raging monster. All right, we need a fight, because Perfect Cell would have like tried to have a conversation with them, talk about like, so what have you been up to since I've been
Gohan?
Gohan, you're quite old now. It was good that they did.
I didn't really think about it, but it makes a lot of sense that like he had to have been a rage monster, but still be this like huge threat because like they spent so much of the plot kind of like building up to just like Gohan and Piccolo fighting the Red Ribbon Army, and like the Cell Maxing was just kind of like, okay, this is insurmountable odds we have to overcome, and that's what kind of like pushes Gohan to his limits, because I'm pretty sure Piccolo was Orange Piccolo before Cell Maxing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when he was dropping, when he was falling down the hole.
and then boom, Shenron was like, here's my gift to you.
I love the part where Krillin's like, hey, remember you used to be able to turn big? And Krilling's like, oh, I forgot I could do that.
Smartest guy in Dragon Ball was like, oh shit, I can do that. But that's another technique he could use for, why didn't he use that in Tournament of Power against Ani Raza? Like,
matter of fact, this period, he could have just smacked everybody off the board.
Just once.
Just like, slide everyone off.
But there's so many things that they could do, and they also need to, I'm gonna make it a habit to make a reference every single episode. Now we gotta say Future Trunks.
He said,
we gotta get him and Mai out of that timeline where they're just duplicates.
They're just there.
We're bringing him home.
Like one of the worst endings
keep
in
doing
Dragon Ball
this.
history.
If we're not going to develop Trunks and Goten in the actual storyline, I at least could have Future Trunks.
Right.
Give us a Trunks. Like,
and
something.
I'm really interested to see where Goten and Trunks' character goes, because at least Gohan, he was kind of like forced to fight. Where Goten and Trunks, like, they're into fighting, but at the same time not. Like they seem like, well, maybe now that they're older, Goku and Vegeta will let them join a little bit more, because I feel like as young bulls they were always eager to be a part of the crew, and they're like, nah, you're too young, you're not, like, this is too serious for you. So maybe now I'm hoping they still have that same mindset where, like, or instead of like they get older and they're just like, we know that my older brother is gonna take care of this, or Trunks, like, my dad's gonna take care of it. Like, I hope it's not like that.
I love that they're friends, but there is so much potential for a rivalry between the two of them. Right. And it's just kind of like, it would kind of like push Gotenks out, but if you keep him out of the story for a while, and then ultimately, like, victory falls on Goten and Trunks' shoulders, and then you bring Gotenks back, it could be a huge story moment for them, if they're going to become a huge part of the story. It's just like, my hope for that dwindles every time I see something.
But you know why that's might not necessarily be a bad thing if that doesn't happen? Because I feel like Toriyama is such a creature of habit. If he made that happen, it would literally be Goku and Vegeta. It'd be the same stories, just insert new characters here.
I feel like the route that they might go with them is that, like, they might individually want to get stronger so that Gotenks can be stronger. Like they're.
That was such a missed opportunity that it didn't show, like, regularly fused tanks.
I can't believe they showed them fusing but didn't show them.
Oh, that pan flew through it. Yeah,
they did the perfect fuse, and they're like, nope.
Because remember, like before the movie came out overseas, there was like a leak of Gotenks, and I was like, oh, Gotenks is in the movie, and it was like him with, like, regularly fused. It wasn't like thick tanks or go thick. It wasn't go thick. It was like
the ultimate fusion.
It was the regular go thick. So, like, we were all excited. So, like, seeing it, and, like, they hit it. One, why did they randomly just hit it? Like at the end of the movie, like, oh, Pan's flying.
Right.
Like, that was such a weird.
Toriyama was like, we're gonna give you everything y'all asked for, and then we're gonna pull it right out,
and then rip it away.
They said, "Oh, you like that? You're not getting that for another 3 years."
I was sick that they didn't show that. I was like, oh, why would you do that?
I know, they were like, she was like flying through, and then we're like, oh shit, we're about to see it, and then
yeah, I thought she was gonna, like, circle back and see.
Do y'all think Goten and Trunks have at least Super Saiyan 2 at this point? Like,
That's a great question.
Because they just seem like they're chilling, fighting, like protecting 17's island.
But that's we had talked about that on the pod, Trav. Like, let 17 train them.
Right, he got them working enough.
Yeah, like they're with him on the island chilling. They had, like, the mirror shirt, like, the uniform and everything. Like, Yeah, like let him train them. Like my man, he'd be a great trainer. Another full circle moment. I was created to kill your dad. Like my sister waxed your dad,
broke his fucking arm,
right. With leggings and a jean skirt on,
which is not very flexible. Like, you know, you can't
at all.
Can't be mobile in that
at all. So I'm just like, but that's again like that's. We had talked about this, Mike. I don't remember if it was like off mic, on mic. We talk a lot.
I think it was last.
In case the listeners didn't know, we talk.
It might. Or you know what it was, Trav? I think it was when we had like the pre-meeting.
It was.
Damn.
I'm actually just gonna bleep it, and we're gonna leave it.
There you go. I'm rolling. But yeah, like we were saying that, you know, the reason why so many people love My Hero is such a large ensemble cast, but they let everybody shine. Like everybody, they get their time, they get an episode, they get a backstory, they get fleshed out. But it's like with Dragon Ball Z, like we have all these characters. It's like Toriyama be forgetting about it. It's like, oh,
and then with the Tournament of Power,
God, I can use this person.
Us to a shit ton more, and it's like, hey, but we're still gonna focus on Goku and Vegeta. Yo, enough of these motherfuckers, man. It's hard to see them.
Toriyama just needs.
That's why he had to throw Broly in just to give people a reason to stick around.
Facts. Toriyama just needs to like open up his creation hub and just have like assign one person per universe to like keep track of the characters. Like, hey boss, we haven't used such and such in like 56 weeks. All right, let's get him in here.
He loves teasing us and then just like forgetting that he did that. And he's like, oh, I told y'all that? Shit. My bad.
You know, it's crazy. Like when the show's probably done, that last arc's probably going to be like the most fan service epic end game shit.
He's going to have like Janemba come, Cooler, Bardock's going to be revived. King Vegeta's going to like get Super Saiyan Blue somehow. Never had Super Saiyan in his life.
They're gonna Dragon Ball Planet Vegeta back.
A planet full of
the final fight is going to be ended with a special beam Kamehameha.
or a bunch of Super Saiyan great apes all doing mouth beams to kill Frieza. Like
facts.
Like it's just gonna be
Frieza's gonna be the ultimate.
Here, take it, Art. It's gonna from Toriyama. He's gonna be here you go.
you know what's gonna happen? Frieza's gonna like see a news report of Cell Max. He's like, damn, if I was a kaiju, I'd be 10 times as strong. Get the Dragon Balls, wish to become a giant Frieza, and then we're gonna get giant Frieza. And then Dr. Hito's gonna have to create the Bless Robe, the Rage, the ape so they can combat giant Frieza. It's gonna be lit.
Future Trunks is gonna come back just to die or something like that.
Facts.
The most depressing character.
For Krillin's new transformation, Godzilla.
or the dots on his forehead. The dots on his forehead just light up.
Right, they turn yellow because he doesn't have hair. Superhuman Krillin.
Oh man! But look, y'all, we are about like 48 minutes in, and I think that like we said, if you haven't seen the movie, go see it. If y'all want us to do an actual like review of just the plot itself, we most definitely will. But as a Dragon Ball for Life tradition, out of 7-star Dragon Balls, what are y'all giving them?
I'll go first. I'm gonna say a 6 out of 7. The only reason why I didn't give it a 7 because I feel like Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 realizing that they were being lined up, I feel like that happened so fast. Like, I would have liked them to have been like the bad guys a little bit longer. But it was just like, oh, we're not bad. Like, it's like, as soon as Gohan touched down, they fought for like 3 minutes. Wait,
yo, you kind of cool.
Like, yeah, like that whole, that not plot twist, but like that whole shift into like them going from being, antagonist to protagonist. It didn't feel earned. And I know it's like an hour and 20-minute movie, so they got to squeeze it in. I was like, could have given us a 2-hour movie. Like, stretched it a little bit. Fans would complain. At all. Like, not a little, not even a little bit.
Mikey, what about you?
All right. I was gonna give it a 4.5, but I'm gonna give it a 5.5 purely for the chills I got from when they panned to Gohan using special beam cannon instead of Kamehameha at the end. That was one of my favorite, I think, Dragon Ball like movie moments of all time. Maybe even broke my top 10 Dragon Ball moments of all time. So that was amazing. I did like the plot, but was like a little underwhelmed, I think, by some of the things that were going on. Really happy with the new characters they introduced, but overall, I think it's one half of the puzzle. Broly's the other half of the puzzle. Maybe the next time around we get something that's just as strong narrative-wise and just as strong animation-wise, so that we can, finally give something a 7 out of 7 on this thing, because I have been waiting to edit those sound effects.
I know, right?
You've been waiting for that.
I'm like, it's gonna be like, it's gonna go ching 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 ching, and then I'm gonna pick some amazing song that.
There you go.
But listeners are just gonna have to wait until we finally get something worth giving.
You hear that, Toriyama? You hear that, Toyotaro? Give us something that we can give a 7 out of 7.
Give us something. Something.
Yeah. But
what you giving?
Yeah, I'm saying with you, Matt. Obviously, that 36-year-old that lives in his mom's basement is gonna be mad that we agreed again. But I am giving it a 6. I'm giving it a 6 out of 7. But to go back real quick to what Mike was saying, I did think it was a real cool moment when Piccolo was like, "Yo, when did you learn that? Like, how do you know that move?" Like, because it was one of
him being shocked was so funny. He's like, "You've been training me my whole life, bro."
And but it was also though like another full circle moment of Matt, what you were saying, where just the little subtle things where it's kind of like, oh, Gohan did that, and I'm sure it was an extremely dope moment. But I'm sure all of us were like, how the same as Piccolo, like, yo, how do you like you knew that and you never used it before? So I thought that was.
Might have come in handy.
Right.
During
it's like, I got a new form, so now I can do it. But no, I thought the movie was, I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 7, just because maybe also too, the reason why I'm so high on it is because I went in so low. Well, yeah, I would say maybe not so low, but like in a sense of I don't really know how this is gonna be, man. Like because it seemed like initially I was like, is this gonna be cheesy? Is this gonna be corny? Like, but I'm gonna see it. But no, maybe that's why I'm so high on it. But no, I thought it was a great Dragon Ball movie. I think it's gonna be one that will over time we're still gonna have that reaction. Like, we're still gonna remember Giant Orange Piccolo just getting fucked up, and then Gohan Beast just unleashing the ultimate special beam cannon on Cell Max. So, kudos to Toriyama and the team for really. I think it was a quintessential Dragon Ball movie. Like, it really had like every element of Dragon Ball that we've all grown to love.
1,000. But Trav, I'm what you just said. Like, I definitely went to see this movie out of like obligation of being a fan.
I was not
going to see I want to see it. Yeah, exactly. 1,000. Like, I wasn't going because I was like, I have to see it. I was like, all right, well, I've come this far with this franchise. Right. like the last season of Game of Thrones. Like, this shit's ass, but I can't quit now. 10 years of my life.
Which is so funny. I'm actually on the final season right now.
Are you? Oh, we will talk, because I want to hear.
All I'm saying is, like, Night King was cooking and then just got off with a dagger. Like, the thing is, the thing is like, I'm cool with who killed the Night King, but the fact that like it was just like they were all getting baked, like they were getting worked, and then they had that slow mo montage where it looked like he was really about to just end them all, and then Arya pops out and. The thing was like it was 8 seasons and such an anticlimactic way for him to go out.
Yeah, and the fact that him and John never touched, and they like were literally building up to that interaction, and they don't even like come face to face at all.
like it happened.
Well, wait till you see the rest.
Wait till next week on Game of
Thrones.
Well,
the funniest part about it was like that happened, and when I finished that episode, because I was like, this happened early in the season, so I go to look and see there's still like the amount of episodes that are left. I was like, oh, where are they gonna go with this?
So funny you say that, because like when they had like put out like the episode order, like when they were like the names of each episode, and I saw that they like, in my opinion, the show was totally flipped. Like how it ended is how it should have started. Like the 8th season, like how they're gonna close it should have happened first. Because I'm just like, because my whole thing is the whole literally the point from the very first scene in the very first episode was anticipating the long night and the Night's King arrival. So it's just like, why wouldn't that have been how you end?
Yeah, and like the fact that like
y'all gonna end it in King's Landing,
right? Because right now they're I'm at the part where they're plotting to go into King's Landing, and I was just like, I remember once they started doing that, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Cersei said, nah, I'll let y'all kill each other, and then I'm chilling here. So I was just like, but at that point though, after like the Night King was defeated, I was just kind of like, well, I'm going through it right now, but I'm just sitting there like, oh yeah, that's right. They still all don't fuck with each other, and they're still trying to get the Iron Throne, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care at this point now. Like, y'all been at each other's heads for 8 seasons. Y'all finally had something to come together with, and y'all still, and like, I get it. That's kind of like the whole point of like, oh, the whole point is trying to claim the Iron Throne, but at the same time, like, you can't be worse. And the fact that Cersei still keeps that trash ass cut ever since the Septon cut her hair off. Like, yo, like your hair grows slow as hell, or like you really fuck with that cut. So I will the next podcast we record, Matt, I plan on being completely finished so I can start House of the Dragon. So I will let you know my thoughts on the rest of the season.
Someone clicked into the podcast. Now they're checking the name. Like, did I click on the wrong?
So remember when we talked about spoiler warning? What are we at, the 55-minute mark? Tell them to fast forward to the 53-minute mark if they don't want to have spoilers.
Game of Thrones fans had no chill. They live tweeted that shit as it was happening. No one was safe.
Word. If you haven't seen Dragon Ball Superheroes, listen to the intro and then cut to 53 minutes
to hear Trav's late arrival at watching Game of Thrones.
And then go watch the movie and then come back and listen to the middle part.
Because people were like, don't you know what happens? I was like, well, I avoided when people were talking about it. And also too, like, I'm so far, like, I'm starting it so late where, like, even if I did like remember what people were talking about at the time, I wouldn't have remembered at this point when I'm rewatching. Well, not rewatching. I'm watching the show for the first time, but watching the show. Like, obviously, I knew about like the Red Wedding and stuff like that, but I mean, I never saw it. So I mean, like, it's different when people like briefly talk about it and then actually seeing it. So no, I mean, like, I've loved the show, but I see people's gripes with the final season. So I'm sure I'll have more thoughts. Maybe for our next episode, we're taking
he said,
maybe we can do a special Thrones for Trav's recap of Thrones.
Trav's thoughts on Thrones.
They're gonna think it's a throwback episode, and no, this is 2022.
They're gonna be like, damn, they didn't record, so they busted out an episode from 2018.
It's like, y'all that lazy?
A special TTOT.
Yeah.
Trav's thoughts on Thrones.
Watch that be the one that like, has our highest amount of listens.
It breaks.
I'd be tight. I'd be happy but tight at the same time.
Well, guess we're switching the genre.
Guess we gotta do weekly recaps of House of the Dragon.
We're gonna have to timestamp this. This is just being recorded on August 23rd, but it makes sense for this joke. We're gonna have to put the meme of the girl who's like yelling into her boyfriend, and it's gonna be like, so this podcast covers Dragon Ball, but the host decided he wanted to talk about Game of Thrones for a whole episode.
And when you think about it, Dragon Ball House of the Dragon correlates into
House of the Dragon Ball for life.
And we got to end on that note because that's too.
I was saying on
that's
that
too
note.
fire of a name. So Matt, please take us away, and Mikey, don't let this be the last time you join us.
I won't.
He has no choice. He's blooded in. He has no choice. Only way you getting out is in a box.
Only way I play.
But like
leaving.
there you go. Like we always say at the House of the Dragon Ball for life, whether you watch it or you read it, we all need it. So follow your fandom right back here, and we will see you next time on Dragon Ball for Life.
For life.
Dodon Ray. Bow. Live action shout out to Super
Producer live action shout out to Super Producer Mikey.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Got to shout out Yali. Got to shout out Fandom Spotlight. Got to shout out all our friends who came to see Dragon Ball Super
Tongue twister there.
For sure.
It's a lot. That's a lot. The highest of shout outs to cannabis. It changed the whole experience.
It helped me see colors I never seen before.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was trying to find it on Plex. But anyways, we gonna end there.
Yeah. We out.